So I'd like to invite up next Councilmember Wendy Greuel, leading the 2nd District of the City of Los Angeles.
Thank you so much, and I'm glad to be here as well to celebrate. And Andy, as I was driving up here, I happened to be talking to Marlene Cantor, who is a school board member. And she asked me where I was going. I said I was stuck in a little bit of traffic on Coldwater. And I said, I'm going to TreePeople. She goes, oh, I love TreePeople. She says, you know, I was in Jewish camp with Andy Lipkiss. And she said, and his project was planting trees and the concept there. And it was just so amazing to hear how many years ago was that, Andy? 38 years ago, okay. And you're still, how old? Yeah, you were really young then. But I have to say that it is exciting to be here, and it is almost about giving birth to a child, although our child would be old now by the time. It was a long birth. Andy and I met when I worked for Mayor Bradley, and I happened to be a liaison to the Recreation and Parks Department. And this is the seed that Andy had at that time, was he wanted to create this kind of environment and to build upon what he had done in the past, and was to build this kind of a building that would be an example. But in the infinite wisdom of the city at the time, John Mucker, you were not, head of Rec and Parks at the time. They said, the lease was up, and they said, we're only going to give TreePeople a 2-year lease. And Andy was apoplectic about that, and came to me, and we met for the first time, and we have been forever friends since then. He was definitely a nudge about this, and we worked very hard and got a long-term lease for TreePeople. It took 3 mayors. We had a long-term lease for this place so that they could invest. And I always said to the Recreation and Parks Department at the time, TreePeople has managed this, has created it, has made a center. We should embrace them. And so as we stand here today, and through many trials and tribulations, and I want to thank my Chief of Staff, Claire Bartels, who was on the receiving end of Andy's calls about issues with dirt removal, what we were going to put on the roadways, building permits, whatever it may be. She really helped, and I want to acknowledge Claire for all of her hard work. If you might give a great round of applause. So, as Annette was saying earlier, it's about the kids. It is about our children. And as the parent of a 5-year-old now, and to see their face when they walk here, and we've had the pleasure of walking in this area and learning about the environment, because we all are caring about the future of this city and about this world. But the people who are going to ultimately help, we're saving it for and are going to help make a difference, are our children. And so that's why this educational center is so important in what TreePeople does, because they are giving that seed of information and education to the kids so that they will understand about the role an individual plays in how to save our environment. And that's what Andy Lipkiss has done, is plant that seed in those children that we heard a few moments ago out there enjoying. And so as a city, we work closely and with the County Board of Supervisors and others to set an example. But sometimes people are way ahead of us, and that was Andy Lipkiss and TreePeople. And so my partnership with Andy was not only when I worked for the mayor, but I was proud to serve on the board for several years when I was in private life before I came back into the public sector. But this TreePeople, and when we were doing redistricting, Zev can appreciate this, I wanted to make sure TreePeople was in my district. And it is, because literally on the other side of Coldwater is Jack Weiss's district. On this side, it is my district. Because TreePeople is, to me, an extraordinary organization. And to the donors and to our celebrities that are here, and you giving, both actually are constituents of mine, which I appreciate as well, both Ed and Annette, giving your time and your celebrity to a cause like this means a lot. And it means a lot to all of us and to the people of the city of Los Angeles. And so as we look towards tomorrow, TreePeople is going to be the leader, and the LEED certification, platinum, is just incredible. And Zev, you and I, we're going to hold our next meeting about transportation issues, because Zev and I work very hard on transportation issues and about the importance of not only relieving traffic, which is important, but guess what? It's about the environment. It's about not having people sitting on Coldwater Canyon going up and down and taking the Orange Line and the subway and what we're going to do. We'll have let's plan this. Let's have a next meeting about what we're going to do here in the San Fernando Valley on transportation issues and the environment here at this beautiful place, and challenge people to make this a center of ideas and concepts and for the future of this region. And I'm just so proud to be here, because I do feel as though I've given birth with you, Andy, on this. Don't tell your wife that, okay? But or my husband. But that we have given birth to a center that will live on and will educate our children, and I think help save our world for the future. And so with that, it is really my distinct honor to present, Andy, to you a certificate, which is the grand opening of the TreePeople Center for Community Forestry, which I think community is that key word. Thank you for what you've done, Andy. You have inspired me. You have inspired all the people in this room, and particularly our children, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.